2 weeks after, that we didn't know the results. And so what we have to do is
So yeah, why are you here today?
I'm here because I got invited to speak because of my issues, if you like, with the police in relation to their unlawfulness. Every time I've been approached, there's never been an issue, but they've created an issue, so I speak about it a lot now. And I'm also just against Donald Trump. I'm against Boris Johnson and the Tory party. And I believe if Trump comes back into power, Boris and him would just love to have a link up, and it's going to be a big problem. Yeah.
And I mean, so what is the situation going to be if Trump goes into power? I mean, for you, for other people, what do you think? What do you think's going to happen?
I think we're in trouble. You got to remember. I know it's not going to directly affect us, but in a way it does, because American president is potentially the most powerful person in the world, and I think it's going to have a lot of influence on British politics. While we're nowhere near as bad, and I'm not going to say we are in this country, we still have a serious issue here. And with Trump coming in power, I think gradually, especially with the Conservative Party and the way Boris Johnson is, we've heard his comments. I think he's very racist, and I think the people of colour within the Tory party are either in denial or they're brushing it aside for the sake of their reputation. I think we're in big trouble because they'll just do this crazy.
Alright, so we're going to make a start with this demonstration this evening. We're rallying here because we're saying Donald Trump has got to go. Why? Well, aside from the fact that this is the world's #1 bigot and sexist, this man has absolutely pushed through poisonous racism from the beginning of his presidency. Elected in 2016, I remember we were outside of the US Embassy back when it was in central London. One of the first things he did is implement his Muslim ban, banning people from predominantly Muslim countries. And what has he gone on to do since? Put children in cages, separating them from their families at the Mexican border. And now he sends National Guard, police dressed as stormtroopers, attacking anti-racist protesters, attacking Black Lives Matter protesters, simply for demanding justice and change, and rightly so. It's constantly been said that actually justice delayed is justice denied, and we want justice and we want it now. So we're here to say you've got to take forward the fight, whatever the outcome of this election.
Yeah, why are you here today?
So I came today to stand in solidarity with my brothers and my sisters and all non-binary people in America. I don't think that what's happening to Black lives in America is unique. I think that what's happening there is happening here. I am definitely afraid of what will happen if Trump is re-elected and the power that it will give the far-right movement, and what will happen here. I think it's going to have a catastrophic effect on the politics here in the UK. I think Black people are already suffering when it comes to coronavirus and racist policies that being put in place, and I think it's very important that wherever we are, we're protesting for Black lives, and that doesn't mean just being on the streets here, but it means in education, it means within our politics, it means that we're lobbying government, and I think that's basically why I came today. I don't just come to protest, I also practice this in my everyday life, and
It's getting tiring. Trump is an issue, point blank period. He's a mess and he needs to be removed. And that's just, it's as simple as that. We are just seeing history history repeat itself in another form, because he's not the first president that has come in and made reckless decisions on American people's lives. He is just a part of that destructive puzzle, and we need to cut that short. We have to cut it short, because we see every day here in the UK the effects and the problems that come with dealing with a structure that does not care for all and only cares for some.
Do you think that racism is a big problem in the UK currently?
Yes, I think the problem with racism here now, especially to Black, Asian, minority ethnic groups, is that it's dismissed a lot. Now we've had Crest of the Dick. I've said this earlier. Crest of the Dick has literally overruled what her previous officers have said. We're talking senior ranked chief inspectors. They've called it out, and she's actually just said, no, there's no institutional racism. People are entitled to their opinions. This is a big problem. Now, within the system as well, a lot of yeah, no worries. Shit, what's that? Yeah, so no, yeah, I said that. Obviously Boris has made comments about anti-Islam comments, like letterboxes on hijabs and things like that. You know, whoever's his opinion, these are not the right things to say, and this is causing division. And someone like that that's made comments like that shouldn't be in power. You know, we're in big trouble if people like that are in power.
Why are you here today?
To hopefully start to celebrate the end of Donald Trump's reign, a horrendous 4 years, and to stand in solidarity, as we said, with Black Lives Matter and all American anti-racists and anti-fascists, really.
And how would you feel, and what do you think is going to happen if Donald Trump, say, takes the election result to the Supreme Court, if he's going to, and he gets a result in his favour? What do you think is going to happen then?
Well, I think there'll be people who come out on the streets, despite the horrors of COVID. I'm sure a lot of them will socially distance, but I think people will be, and are, shocked if he were to win. You know, people don't want to take it lying down, because Trump is what he is. He's a man who emboldens fascists and talks encouragingly about people like the Proud Boys and that, and he's somebody who millions of people in America particularly, but obviously elsewhere as well, want to see the end of politically.
Tell me what happened to you then. So you, with your sort of like altercation with the police, what happened there?
Well, I just believe I've been targeted because I exist. It's a weird one to say, but that's personally it. I dropped food to my dad's house during the pandemic, and bear in mind it's the Conservative government that are feeding us this about COVID, especially if you're ethnic minority, you're more prone to get it. And then I'm surrounded by 7 police officers, unnecessarily lying about saying the Section 60, but then they changed that to cannabis smell. I got put in handcuffs to get dragged up my car. I got so many accusations to me that day. I tried to complain about it online, they ignored it. So I went to an interview.
They smashed your car?
Yeah, that was the second one, yeah.
Okay,
Right. So 6 days later, when I went for that interview, they smashed my window after that interview, about 40 minutes after. And I got arrested, I got strip searched, I got drug tested, I got my head smashed around. And it's only recently, like a week ago, that they said, even less than that, 5 months later, that I'm cleared of obstruction. Now they put this charge on me because they didn't know what else to pin on me. And to me, this is a big problem. And this is, for me, kind of highlights the racist issues I have had with police. And the most recent stop as well, I got a fine for my number plate being illegal because they couldn't find anything. But it's legal, by the way. I went for MOT after, I took it to police station after. But this is what they do because they know they can get away with it. Now, the discipline for those officers, unless there's a lot of publicity for it, they're going to still be working. The people that smashed my window in, I've seen 1 or 2 of them working. You know, they shouldn't be out there. These people are a danger to society. And it just goes to show that they don't care enough. And we're all in danger. Now, it does stretch from a government perspective as well. These are the people that are supposed to help us, the people in power. And they're not doing enough. And now, like I said, it links again with Trump and Boris. And if he gets his way, you know, who knows? We could slowly be coming more and more towards the right of the spectrum, and I'm really worried about that.
Do you feel scared around police officers now whenever you leave your house?
I'm not really that comfortable being around police. I've actually said that. I'm not only currently looking around because there's a few, but yeah, I've even said this when I've been stopped, but they don't care. Still get the handcuffs on me. I still get the patronising comments and things like that. So yeah, I just feel like it's just the norm until like the laws change, because they got too much power. They can abuse people and get away with it.
And how does it make you feel when people might sort of contend or refuse to accept that people like Donald Trump or Boris Johnson are not racist, or they don't have a problem with anyone other than white people?
I just really don't have the mental space or mental capacity to deal with ignorance. I also don't feel like we can just chalk it down to ignorance. I think that racism is very much embedded in everything we know. It's embedded in the people, and it's happened for too long. And if you're going to stand on the side, or you're going to be here, or you're going to be contesting it, you are complicit and you're part of the problem.
How does it make you feel, the sort of situation that we're in right now with Donald Trump and Black Lives Matter and everything else?
Well, Black Lives Matter, obviously after George Floyd's murder, has given millions around the world and has undoubtedly changed so many people's perceptions and views and ideas, and has galvanised millions. So that's very, very hopeful sign. So that's a sign of hope. Trump is a sign of horror, really. But he goes.
Are you hopeful?
Yeah, you've got to be hopeful. Yeah. Even if it's a narrow margin, and you know, of course, the battle will go on because Biden's no answer. But getting rid of Trump will be a big victory for our side and a big defeat for their side.